Hello and welcome to the Soulful Mamas podcast. You're with your host Maria, and welcome to this new day. It's new moon today, super new moon in Taurus, very much in Taurus season right now, which I love because I am also a Taurian, and many of those aspects of Taurus align and resonate with me. I can see them in myself, but that very much that earthy vibe, earthy feel absolutely resonates, and just being slow and a bit more still in this time, and allowing things to just unfold as they will, and being okay with that, in a place more of being and connecting in with nature. So that's what I'm all about. Those of you who know me know that's yes, that's you. If you don't, that's me. Very much earthy vibes and connecting in with nature, and allowing time for the magic and the medicine to come through from the stillness that we give ourselves permission to be in and receive. So, beautiful day. I mean, here in New Zealand, it's just gone the time of the new moon as I'm recording this, and it was, I think, 0 degrees this morning, really cold, but gosh, it's a beautiful day. It's still cold now, but blue sky, the birds are out. You might hear them in the background. You might hear my dogs in the background. The stream's flowing along, that's in the background too. And I'm just outside in awe of all that is this autumnal beauty right now. It's so stunning. But as I'm in this space, I'm thinking of this new moon, new energy, new beginnings, new opportunities, new ideas, and just allowing thoughts, new inspirations to come in, and maybe it's a seed that needs nurturing for a wee while, needs to be planted and then cared for slowly, maybe for a month or two, or maybe it's a seed that can sprout straight away. So in this Taurus energy of more groundedness and that bare feet on the earth feeling, when you connect in, those little seeds and ideas and whispers they come in, maybe subtly and maybe quite loudly, but you're giving them a space where they can come in, it's nice, and that's basically what I'm doing now. There's a little bit of reflection on that month that was. Actually, a lot of reflection. April was a big month, hey? I don't know how it was for you, but there was a lot going on everywhere, it would seem. So, and May is now in a space a little bit more settled, and a little bit more time for, okay, we've navigated April and all that brought through, that wonderful fiery energy of Aries and eclipse seasons, all of that. And okay, what are we going to do with that energy that was present? And maybe it is in the form of planting new seeds, could be literally in the earth, or in your heart, in your mind. What do you want to bring forth for this next month, perhaps, or maybe bigger than that, maybe a 6-month view window? It's endless, but it starts with the stillness and the thought and the contemplation, reflecting, and maybe letting go of some of those things, creating space for the new. So this is this beautiful new moon energy in Taurus, this earthy, lovely energy. I'm recording it intentionally for you outside. Hopefully you can hear a little bit of nature's symphony to inspire you, but do create that space today, this next day or so, to do that for yourself. What are your intentions? What are your aspirations, dreams, views, visions for this coming month? And how can you nurture them? We have the vision, we have the dream, we have the intention, but then we do need to take the steps towards bringing that into being. And it may be that you provided a nice safe space, like an actual seed in the earth, and you look after it gently. Or there might be some bigger steps you need to take. Make that phone call, have that conversation. Endless. But it's just starting. And it starts with a seed, a thought. And then it can grow. So, and the other thing I wanted to just quickly talk about today was, it's Mother's Day on Sunday. And acknowledging and creating space for that. And over the years I've noticed, I'm not sure, maybe it's just I'm more aware and hearing different things and open to different people's viewpoints, but Mother's Day can be really triggering for so many people because of their experience growing up with the mother or not a mother in their household, what that looked like, and possibly their own experience of being a mother and the challenges they've faced and the separation they've felt, and how it's not always easy. Yet on this one day we gather together and celebrate the mothers. And I guess for me it's a bit like when I talked about Mother Earth Day on the 22nd of April. It's nice to have a day when we can actually do a reset and remember, yes, let's remember our Mother Earth, or for us coming up into Mother's Day, let's really remember and give gratitude to our mothers. But again, that it would be wonderful if that was more of an everyday occurrence, which for many it is. You have that relationship with your own mother, and it's a daily thing, you know, that reciprocity of giving, receiving, caring for, you know, all of that. And for others it's a little bit more detached, and if it is that, maybe just start asking yourself the question of what is the trigger here, and how can I flip the script on this? How can I see it through a new lens, so every year this is not triggering me? And you might be able to do that yourself, or you might need to get a little bit of guidance if need be to support you through that. And for many of you, your mum is no longer earthside, but your mum is always your mum. And so acknowledging her in the way that feels true and right for you. It might be lighting a candle. It might be doing something that she loved to do, or a meal or food that she loved to eat as well. And it's just, yes, it can feel a little bit sad, but it's also special. You're honouring her in that way. So therefore it's beautiful. And she lives on. So I see it as a time for remembering, and if you know, for your children to remember their grandmother, or get to know her a little bit more as well. It's a special, beautiful thing to do. And the other thought I had was, we are so good as a society of outsourcing our happiness and our sense of worth and what we deserve to receive to other people, external sources. And truly and really, in order to feel in that space of contentment, happiness, joy, and feeling graceful in our day-to-day earth, we actually need to give ourselves permission. We need to honour ourselves as the mother. See, the dogs agree in the background. Giving ourselves permission to receive or to do something beautiful for yourself, rather than always stepping into that selflessness of giving. And then one day you're allowed to receive on Mother's Day. And that only happens when we show our children, show our families another way of being. And you not always having to be the one that juggles all of the balls and wears all of the hats, and it all lands on you. So it's permission, giving ourselves permission to receive from ourselves. And I'll tell you something, this is not something I normally do, but since I've been thinking about this a lot, and here I am talking to you about this and encouraging you to do more for yourself. Today I've booked in I was given a voucher type thing for my birthday, which was the other day, and at a beautician, she's an energy working beautician, beautiful lady in the village that I live in, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use this and I'm actually going to get a facial, so I'll pay for the rest of the, and it's something I never do. I don't get facials because I don't know why. They're wonderful when you do. I guess I just think, it's not a necessity, but when I have had them, they feel so good and I feel really good. And I thought, I am going to give myself this gift of, and I said to my husband, Mother's Day sorted. Not that I try not to do the gift thing too much, but I just said, this is what I'm doing, and I'm going to be home later tonight. And he's like, great. He's all for it. And it seems a bit silly that I'm having to talk myself into doing something for myself, but I'm sharing this with you because I know how hard it is. I do know how hard it is sometimes to put yourself first and do something for you, purely for you, and not see it as selfish or anything else, but some little bit of self-love, a little bit of self-care, and also supporting another business and showing my children that it's okay for mum to do things for herself as well. All of that. And, you know, when I say it, as I say it now, it sounds a little bit almost ridiculous. But isn't this true though? Do you have this? Do you feel this? It's really hard to do something for yourself without any sense of guilt or shouldn't do that. That money could be best spent towards whatever, the power bill. But this time for me, it feels okay. And you know, this has taken a wee while for me to get to this place. So I get it, but it feels good. And I think we need to do more of this. And my point is, it comes from us. We have to give ourselves permission to do the things for ourselves that fill us up. And that's one thing right now that I know is going to make me feel really good. And fill my soul up on that level. And I think it's also the fact that it's a little bit, what's the word? Almost brave that I'm doing that. And you might have lots of different examples for like bigger things, if you're going away on a holiday or a weekend away without your children, or maybe even a smaller thing. We all have varying levels on the scale of our comfort zone of what we can allow ourselves to receive, and it's a good indication. And if it even something small, if it's if it doesn't feel comfortable, you have to really ask yourself, why is it really hard? Why is it so hard to receive? Why am I resisting this? It's something big to look at, and it's definitely something I've looked at over the years and worked with and through. So this Mother's Day, Sunday, give yourself permission to receive from your loved ones, of course. But if there's something for yourself, and that the best way to receive that is to organize it yourself or do that for yourself, then do it. It's okay. And the other thing, I don't know about you, but every Mother's Day, if my husband ever said, what do you want? Because he knows I'm going to say nothing, because I don't. Anyway, but what I do want is just one day where I don't have to think about cooking dinner or having that, I don't know, responsibility. I just want that taken away for one day. And then it makes me think, we probably need to have conversations and discussions around the day-to-day, every day, of what's manageable and what's not, because if you get to that point like me, we're like, oh my gosh, I just can't face cooking another dinner, then maybe we need to get better at sharing the load a bit more, which, by the way, I am doing with my children. They help. They have their night where they cook dinner, and they are doing more and more of that. But when they were younger, it was definitely the only thing I wanted for Mother's Day was basically a day off. And I don't think I'm alone there. And you can see why the cafes and restaurants are always fully booked on Mother's Day, because people take their mothers out so they also don't have to cook. Anyway, that's just a few musings. So I'm going to leave you with that. Leave you with this new moon, beautiful new moon energy, and what ideas are you going to bring forth into the world? What creations? They don't have to be big. They can be really small. They can be whatever you want them to be. They're yours. And also this Mother's Day, it's respecting, honouring your mother in whatever capacity that is. If it's triggering, then look at it. If she's passed, then celebrate her and honour her. And above all, as a mama, celebrate you. Do the thing that lights you up, that fills your soul. What keeps you soulful? And Mother's Day might be a good reset day where it's easier to give ourselves permission to do that thing on that day. But maybe the intention going forward is that you do something every day that's a little something for you that is soul filling. And just before I go, nearly forgot to mention, tomorrow night I'm having a free online class talk. We're just talking about, I will be talking about this new moon energy and setting intentions, but I'll be also talking about this next offering that I have. It's a 6-week online program which goes from the past Samhain energy into winter solstice, so that turn of the wheel, and working through what's happening, rhythms in nature, a little bit in astrology, working with traditions and bringing in, looking at your rhythms and ceremony and creating seasonal connections and lots of beautiful earthy stuff, but bringing it back to yourself and how you can use that to be in a really soul-filling space. So yeah, tomorrow night we're meeting just as a gathering, connecting in with other fellow mamas, and a space where we can just share, and I'll have my little bits of info that I'm going to share with you, but it's also a circle, a space where we are coming together. So if you want to know more, I don't think I've described that well, but anyway, if you want to know more, email me, maria@parentingwithsoul.com, and I'll send you the Zoom link. There's no obligation, there's nothing like that for the tomorrow night's online. It's just coming together. And I think it'll be really fun, and it'll be a good way to set you forth with, the next lunar month ahead. If nothing else, it'll be really a good way to do that. And if it feels good in that container of being with other like-minded mamas, then you might want to join me regularly for the following 6 weeks as well. That's no obligation, but come along. Maria@parentingwithsoul, send me a message and I will send you the link, and I would love to see you there. In the meantime, have a beautiful soul-filling day, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye.